Yo, this is Molly with an update. So I haven't uploaded anything on YouTube. I'm probably gonna upload this on Twitter as well. It'll be a little double situation. So I just want to give an update about things that are going on in my world. So earlier this month I received an eviction notice from my ridiculous slumlord people, and their cause of the eviction was that I have my candle company here. So, in accordance with Oregon tenancy law, they should have given me 14 days to like amend or cure this, and I did. And I consulted with a lawyer, and the lawyer was like, yeah, like that's bullshit. You should be able to not have that happen. So I got so upset, and I was just like, fuck you to my landlord. So I thought they also were trying to charge me like these ridiculous fines in regards to other things, and a lot of it really seemed like retaliation because earlier this year and a lot of last year there was a lot of habitability issues with this place, and I was like, hey, you need to fix this. And I think they were just upset that I made them fix some things, and now they're like, get out right now. So I found a new apartment I'm moving into. uh, it's going to be a big change, a big shift, because right now I'm renting a really large house, and I'll be moving into like a small apartment, which is fine. It'll be nice to downsize and change everything, but it's going to be a big change. Um, while all of this is going on, I received some pretty intense health news. And so, long story short, I had a colposcopy, which is like a biopsy of your cervix, and they found some like high grade lesions that are like in accordance with like cancerous cells on the cervix. So later this month, I'm going in to get surgery on my cervix, and they're also going to do some stuff to my ovaries, and they're going to do an ablation on my uterus, and I think we're also going to take my tubes out as well. So it'll be a little 4-in-1 stop. So there's just like a lot going on. I have a GoFundMe that is linked here if you want to help me at all during these trying times. But yeah, it's just like a really huge bummer. It's just really unfortunate because I really felt like I was like on the rise, and I was doing all of these things, and I was so happy about my candle company and all of these different things. And then it's like, no, you cannot do this. So that's fine. I am fine taking a step back from that and kind of recalibrating everything, getting like a storage facility. I'm going to put my candle stuff in there for now while I look into getting like a workspace or something for my candles and other stuff. So yeah, life is just wild. Life is just really, really wild right now. And it's been incredibly stressful. Um, it's really hard because I don't talk to a lot of my family because toxic people. My mom is a narcissist, and it's difficult because I guess with all of these things going on, I wish that I could reach out to some people, and I don't, and I won't, and like that's for the best, honestly. But it's just wild, wild times. I really have an awesome support system of really great friends, and I'm really, really lucky for that. Um, it's just financially, I'm like really stressed out because I won't be able to work for the recovery for the surgery is like 4 to 6 weeks, so I won't be able to work much. And also because we live in capitalist society, the surgery is about, I have to pay about 4,500 to put down, and then the rest of it they'll like bill me or something, I guess. um, it's just really unfortunate that this is how the healthcare system is. And I've had issues with my like painful periods and horrible cramps and excessive bleeding for years. And I just always was like, oh, well, that's just what I have. And, I just have bad periods, and that's just the way it goes sometimes. But, no, this isn't normal. So we did a bunch of ultrasounds. There's like transvaginal ultrasound, which that was interesting. It was like a wand that I put inside myself, and then there's like a tummy one, and then there's like a pelvic one. So they looked all over, and my IUD was like poking out of my cervix for like who knows how long, honestly. So the IUD was not a good match for me. Uh, but yeah, it's interesting just how everything is. And I've gone to countless doctors who are like, oh, well, you're fat, so you probably just have PCOS, and then treated me like I had PCOS. And finally, after like searching and searching and finding different doctors, they're like, actually, it sounds like you more have like endo or something else going on down there. So I was like, okay, let's see. So, it's been really, really hard because I feel like for years I've just been kind of shoved aside from like medical stuff from doctors. They've either been dismissive because I'm fat, because I have mental illness, or because I'm a woman. And so you have all of those three together, and they're like, fuck off. Um, I have really bad like heartburn, which I mitigate now with like weed and kombucha and probiotics, and it's really not that bad. But in my early 20s, I used to smoke cigarettes and drink a lot of coffee, and it was really, really bad. So I went to see a gastroenterologist, and he was like, oh, you have anxiety, right? It's probably just anxiety. So just, learn to control your anxiety, and your heartburn should be better. And I was like, okay. And then with like gynecological things, I've been talking to so many doctors like my whole life, saying, hey, like I have really, really painful periods. And like, well, that's just how it is. Take some leave, alternate between ibuprofen and Tylenol, heat pack, cold pack. But it's like, I shouldn't have had to like stay home from school, stay home from work, like be crying in pain. And also my moods get very, very tumultuous during that time as well. And so now I finally found a doctor in Portland who seems to like give a shit and is like, hey, like, yeah, you do have some issues down there. There's some things. And I am sorry that your past doctors didn't find these things out because they just didn't look, or they didn't care, or they just assumed, oh, you fit this mold of like PCOS, so that must be your problem. And no, that's not, I mean, that could be an element perhaps, but there's a much larger thing happening. So this is just like a rant, and I'm just really frustrated about everything. So right now I have to like move out of this place and go into a new apartment, and I have surgery scheduled on July 27th, and I'm really nervous about that because the only surgery I've had is like I was one when I was a little girl, and then I've had my wisdom teeth out, but I've never really had major surgery. And she said that like when they go in there, they'll see, once they cut the stuff out, they'll know like how cancerous and what all of that is happening. But I'm just nervous, I'm just scared. So yep, that's what's going on.